I'm at a friend's cabin, and the last 2 hours have been insane. I'm trying to make sure I write all of this down so that I don't forget it later. Some backstory. I've got this old friend. Let's call him Kevin. We were really tight growing up, but as we both got older, we started to have less and less in common, and so we naturally drifted apart from each other. He's got his shit together. He's loaded, has a great career, loving wife, lots of hobbies. I, on the other hand, am a bit of a burnout. I do temp work for money and then I spend it all on partying. I was surprised when he reached out to say that we should hang out together, just him and I. He wanted to rekindle our friendship and find some common ground again. He said we could go to his cabin, get fucked up, and catch up on all the missed years. I jumped at the opportunity to see a goody two-shoes like Kevin completely trashed. And so here we are. He drove me out to the cabin, and before we entered, he took out 2 pills for us to take. Coolest thing he's ever done in his life. He said it was premium stuff and that it should absolutely fuck us up. I'm always down for a drug-filled adventure, so we popped them and then we headed inside the cabin. The pills kicked in instantly. As soon as we got inside, everything immediately felt like the craziest, most intense hallucination ever. We're sitting in the living room of his cabin right now. Here's some of the stuff that I've been seeing over the last 2 hours. The room is busy, but not with people. It's filled with these really long, tall, ghoulish-looking things that are walking around the room. Their bodies are covered with black fur, but their heads are bright, yet dark. It's hard to explain. Wherever they walk, the area is illuminated. But if you actually look at their faces, you can't really tell where their eyes or mouth are. Some of them have large wings. If I look up, I don't see a ceiling. Instead, the room just stretches really, really long. Far away, at the very top, it looks like there's some sort of dark, silver shimmering, upside down pool. I hear this croaky, deep giggling coming from all over the room. It feels really, really loud in my head. Definitely the strongest auditory hallucination I've ever experienced. I've been asking him over and over to tell me what he slipped us. I need to take this shit again. But he's been really tight-lipped on what the drug is. I've been doing some Googling to see what kinds of drugs elicit hallucinations like this, but no luck so far. I'm amazed with how fucked up I am that I'm able to write this lucidly. I'm currently trying to figure out how Kevin is dealing with this trip. Sometimes he walks off around the house, whispering under his breath. I see him slowly setting candles around the room on a large rug. Kind of feels like a fire hazard. He's been a pretty clean guy all of his life, and so I'm wondering if this whole thing is too much for him and he's just needs an activity to distract himself. I keep an eye on him. I'm interested to see when this trip will start simmering down a bit. The hallucinations haven't really changed or morphed in any way. I'm still hearing and seeing the exact same stuff. Whenever I get up to walk around, all of the tall, ghoulish-looking demons start looking at me. Trippy. It's starting to feel just a little bit claustrophobic. I asked him if I could take a walk outside, but he said it was a pretty bad idea to leave right now, and that we should just stay in the living room and chill out. There was a point where he looked a bit distracted while setting out the candles, so I quickly snuck over to his kitchen and tried to open the door to the outside. I just wanted to get a couple minutes of fresh air. It was weird. Even though I unlocked the door, I couldn't open it. It almost felt like it had been barricaded shut on the other side or something. I tried opening some of the windows instead, but those wouldn't budge either, no matter how hard I tried. I eventually asked him why he was lighting candles and putting them around the room in the weird pattern he was setting them in. But he just said he wants to make sure we have a lot of light for when it gets dark. Not really sure what that means. He's been starting to seem more and more stressed and focused over the last little while. I've been asking him if we should seriously figure out a way to come down from this trip. After all, the hallucinations haven't let up, and the giggling from the room actually seems to be getting louder and louder for me. He just keeps saying back to me, "We need to get to the end. We're almost there now." Okay, if he did his research, then that's fine, I guess. Oh, right. Another weird thing that I've been seeing. This might be overthinking, but feels like as he's walking around the room, he's reacting to the same stuff I can see. Like he's making sure not to bump into any of the ghoulish-looking demons. And anytime the giggling from the room gets too loud, he covers his ears. Usually when people trip out, the experience is always different, so I'm wondering if this drug elicits very similar experiences in its users. He's been really starting to lose it over the last few minutes. The room is starting to turn red for me, and it feels like the general energy in the room is getting more and more intense. Like it's building up to something. He just said, "I'm sorry, man. They were just sugar pills. You're not actually on anything." Jesus, Kevin. It's just a bad trip. Suck it up and we can get through this. He continued, "I just needed a distraction so that you wouldn't question what's going on. But I shouldn't have dragged you into this. We're gonna have to wait until the end of the ritual now." Fucking hell. I think he's really going down a rabbit hole and starting to lose his mind. Anyone have any advice here? I have no idea what he had us both take, or how long it'll be until things start to calm down.